I used to think reinvention meant leaving everything behind, starting over, becoming someone unrecognizable. But at almost 60, in my fire horse year, reinvention looks like this. Mountains behind us, my husband, my anchor, and the life we've built together. Steam rising from pancakes, hands shaping wool, red envelopes stacked, ready to go, clay horses, my Michelle Obama drawing that I need to redo, my grandchildren laughing, birthday candles, my fingers moving across a keyboard day in, day out. This is how reinvention feels now. Layered, textured, full of legacy, love, small joys, and through it all, I am still becoming who I'm meant to be. Are you there? I was born in the year of the fire horse, strong-willed, almost 60. 60 years completes the cycle. This year, I prepared red envelopes for the young ones. Yeah, for the very first time. And one of my daughters said to me, not you connecting with your Chinese ancestry, which I didn't even know I had. I just thought I was Black and indigenous. Well, DNA tells a different story from what they told us coming up. I am not beginning, I am returning. As I write The Mother's Grail, my novel I've been working on for a long time, decades, I feel the weight and wonder of the stories passed down of women who came before me and women who will come after. Time folds in my pages just as it folds in my family. Memory, legacy, and imagination converging in one story. And I realize reinvention is not just a life I live, it's a story I tell. My first granddaughter and I share the exact same age difference that my grandmother and I shared. I was her first, and this baby girl is my first granddaughter. My grandmother's been gone for years, but sometimes when I look at my grandchildren, I feel that time folding. This past week, after Valentine's Day, which I spent quietly, beautifully with my own husband, and then with the kids all around, the next day was my second granddaughter's 5th birthday. 5 feels enormous when you are little. It feels like the beginning of memory, although I remember things from when I was 3 years old. Think about that. I made pancakes almost every day this week for grandchildren, for my husband, for my grown children still around coming home. I made crazy pancakes, blueberry stuffed chocolate chips, yellowish ones with golden sprinkles that I made on Lunar New Year's last Tuesday. They were supposed to be like gold coins. I even sprinkled Barbie sprinkles on pancakes one morning. I used to think reinvention required like silence and reflection. But actually, maybe it happens in a loud kitchen full of pancakes and splatter and dishes and pots that need washing. Well, here, this week, this package came. These were bras that were gifted to us, and I wanted to share our experience. I got an email. I said, hey, why not? Something new for our family. And here, this is what I experienced. Wow. I grew up in a long line of HBCU women. Teachers who knew what it meant to take care of yourself and your family. Comfort, I'll say, was never optional, although I remember those girdles that my aunts used to wear. No way. So, well, these bras honor that tradition. Nope. Comfort's it. Soft, supportive, all day comfortable. Though, for me, I was comfortable all day long, but by the end of the day, it was a little snug. So, I'm going to size up next time. But really, opening that box and the girls were right there. It was wonderful. They were so happy to see the hair ties. And my own granddaughter, she tried her very first one. I had to ask her mom. Mom said okay. She put it on, wore it all day long under her favorite dress, loved it. Continuing that legacy, passing it down.
Now notice my palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy.
This week, I saw President Obama rapping along with Eminem. I saw this clip on YouTube, and it was President's Day. A fleeting, playful moment. I thought about what my grandmother never saw and what my granddaughters will take for granted. My grandmother at least got to see President Obama elected into the office of the presidency of the United States. She got to see that. What I hope my grandchildren will see is more visibility, possibility, cultural shifts, all folded into ordinary days. The world keeps moving forward, but our legacy quietly endures as long as we are watchful. There is something radical about being a beginner at almost 60 years old. I'm 59. Remember I said, don't round up, enjoy every year. But it's still kind of revolutionary to say at 60, I'm beginning, not just again, but I am coming into myself. It's a little rough, uneven edges, not really knowing. But when do you ever know everything? I am allowing myself to be unfinished, and unfinished used to be a bad word. I no longer perform exhaustion. I am exhausted sometimes, but I don't perform it. I build somewhat quietly now, but actually, I do shout it from the rooftop sometimes. I build in between those pancakes, in between those birthday candles, in between memory and return. I am not starting over. I am layering just like you layer a painting, one color over another to bring out the nuances and the beauty. So they've always said this, and they say it now. Fire horse women are difficult, too independent, too strong. But strength does not mean leaving yourself behind. It means enduring. At almost 60, I am not finished. I am returning. If this season of returning to yourself, of becoming what you're meant to be, resonates with you, good. I hope it gives you some of the freedom I'm feeling now at almost 60. Freedom to recognize what's come behind and to look forward to what's ahead. Hope that you'll subscribe. Have a good rest of your week.